everyone, my name is Vishani Ragobeer. I'm a journalist from Guyana, and in 2021 I was afforded the opportunity to cover COP26 virtually through Climate Tracker. Now ahead of COP26, I wrote an article with the title, "The Best of Both Worlds, Guyana wants to be a low-carbon oil producer." My intention with this article was really to illustrate Guyana's position heading into COP26. Now in 2019, the country started to produce oil. But for the decades before that, the country has maintained and kept its forests intact, contributing of course to the mitigation efforts for global warming and climate change. And so when oil was discovered offshore Guyana, the country perhaps was placed at a crossroads wherein there had to be consideration about whether the country wants to remain or hold steadfast to its track record of being a leader in climate mitigation efforts, or whether it would join the oil and gas industry and potentially contribute to the devastating impact that the production and the burning of fossil fuels has had globally. So on one hand, I presented the government's intention, of course. The government believes that it could take these massive revenues that it is now expected to get from the oil and gas industry and sort of facilitate sustainable development for the country. Of course, Guyana is a developing country, and so when the country wants to pursue things like infrastructural development or expanding the provision of social services, naturally money is needed, and the oil and gas industry provides that money. However, at the same time, the argument has been that Guyana will still be maintaining its large forests, which by the way are the size of England for illustrative purposes. And so in so doing, despite entering the oil and gas industry, the local authorities believe that they can still contribute to climate mitigation. I think an interesting finding that I presented in this article was a comment from the country's vice president actually, where he stated that the global demand for fossil fuels has not significantly dropped. And so with Guyana entering the market and potentially displacing another player because of the type of oil that would be produced here in Guyana, the sweet light crude, Guyana would not be contributing any more to fossil fuel production. It would, according to him, or he believes, that fossil fuel production would remain the same by virtue of Guyana displacing someone else. But putting that aside, of course, even so, people have come together at COP26, for example, to really speak out about the harm of fossil fuel production on the environment. It is well known, it is well ventilated that these fossil fuels have been contributing to global warming and have been contributing to climate change, which of course is affecting countries and people all over. And so when critics come out to say that Guyana entering the oil industry would be devastating for the earth, those concerns have to be taken seriously. But at the same time, like I mentioned, the local authorities do believe that their intention is, or they can actually pursue this sort of balancing act. And so in a way, I'd like to imagine that this story is also a way of keeping the local authorities accountable. It's putting on record that while they want to produce oil and gas, they still would like to maintain their commitment to preserving our forests and contributing to the mitigation of climate change. And so I think what this article did, or what I tried to do in this article, was to bring together these conflicting positions and sort of see if there was any way that these positions can coexist.